Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm super excited about today's video. You'll notice I'm already wearing makeup, and the truth about this makeup look is that one side of my face is high-end and the other side is Dollar Tree, and it's really hard to tell. I wanted to start with the look and show you what it looks like because I'm like super impressed with how this video came out. Anyways, so if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. I appreciate it so much. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I love to do a lot of dollar store and Dollar Tree oriented makeup and shopping content. So if that is your thing, you're definitely in the right place. Basically, I'm a bargain makeup channel. I like to do a lot of the same fun content that the other makeup channels, you know, the ones that focus on affordable and high-end and luxury. I like to do what those channels do, except I like to do it in the bargain price point. So again, like I said, today I'm comparing high-end makeup to Dollar Tree, and because it's just fun. I know channels will do like high-end versus drugstore and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you've been looking for a channel like mine, you're definitely in the right place. And I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube and join the party with us. I will have related content linked down below in the description box. That way you can binge watch more content like this if this is your type of thing. So I know you're dying to find out which side is which. So without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I'm gonna do high-end on my right, I guess your left side, and I'm gonna do Dollar Tree on my left, your right. So today I'm gonna be using the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil. This is in the shade, I guess 3.5. It's like a medium brown. And what I will be using on my other side from the Dollar Tree, of course mine is well loved. This is the L'Oreal Brow Pencil. This is in, I believe, medium brown. So the shades were fairly similar, so I thought they would be a good comparison. In my opinion, eyebrow pencils from the Dollar Tree are amazing. Ione, LA Colors. This pencil here feels like the consistency of like an actual pencil. It's not like super creamy, but it seems very easy to work with. I don't like when a eyebrow pencil is too pigmented or too creamy because I feel like I tend to make mistakes on my brows easily that way. So there's one eyebrow. So I'm gonna go in with my LA Colors on the other side. I actually tend to reach for my LA Colors pencils even more than my Ione pencils. And I don't think I have ever really used a high-end brow product. I don't even really use anything from the drugstore. I have used like the Wet n Wild brow kit, but really lately, everything is from Dollar Tree that I have for my eyebrows. Colors are very, I don't really notice a difference in the color. I kind of feel like the LA Colors one is a little bit easier to work with. Now that could just be me because I'm used to the tug of it. I think that's a very similar, I mean, they are so close in color that I don't even think you can really tell a difference. This one here has a little bit more, it glides a little bit better, but literally almost like a lead pencil. This has a little bit more tug. But yeah, I think so far, those are very comparable. So now I'm gonna clean up my brows and I'm gonna use concealer. We'll also be using this to conceal later. So on my high-end side, I have the Stila Pixel Perfect Concealer. This is in the shade Light. And then on my Dollar Tree side, I have the Be Pure Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Concealer. I think this is also in Light as well. And you've seen this on my channel a lot. So here's the packaging. And so I'm gonna just take my little flat brush and I'm gonna see how well these clean up my eyebrows. You know, I like to do this step. This is not a necessary step and probably not in a lot of your makeup routine, but it is something I do, so I do want to do it. So that did kind of a nice job. It wasn't as pigmented as I expected, and so it might actually be very comparable to the Be Pure, which I'm going to do on my other side. I have a clean brush too, by the way. I went ahead and I've actually got a couple of these brushes because they are from the Dollar Tree. The Be Pure, the shade is a little bit more yellowish, I would say, but the consistency is actually very similar, I feel. Okay, so I really feel they really got a very similar effect. I really feel the consistency and the coverage is exactly the same, just about, and the shade is really like, now that it's on my lids, I don't think, I'm looking in my monitor, I don't think you can really tell. So far, so good. So because I have them, I'm going to use them as well. That way we give our eyeshadow a fair chance as well. I do have, this is something that came in a kit that I got a couple years ago. It's the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I do use this from time to time. Then I use this all the time on my channel, the LA Colors Eye Primer in matte finish. I don't usually find these at the Dollar Tree anymore, but it is a Dollar Tree primer that I found a couple years ago. Of course, on my high end, I'm going to use my Primer Potion. I haven't used this in a good long while. It's actually almost gone. And then this one here, that one has like a wand. This one here comes in like a little tube. And I really like this one as well. It's got a little bit of color. It looks like they both have a little bit of color, which I like. I like something that kind of tones down my eyes just a little bit, like the color. And I'm just going to use my concealer brush. Wipe it off. Do my other side. The LA Colors one tones down my eyes just a little bit more, but still very similar. And in my experience, both of them work really good at helping my eyeshadow go on a little bit more pigmented. As far as how it lasts, I've never had a problem with my eyeshadow not lasting because I don't really have particularly oily eyelids, but I do feel it does help my eyeshadow application. So now it's time for eyeshadow. So I do have a lot of like high-end eyeshadow palettes. So I wanted to try to find some like Dollar Tree ones and see where I could get like a similar look. So I decided to go with an all-time favorite palette of a lot of people's, and I picked the Anastasia Beverly Hills Renaissance palette. So this palette here has, you know, these warm like pink and oranges and browns and stuff. And there's probably like a dupe of this that like, what's that brand? C Color or Alter Ego and stuff. There's lots of dupes for like palettes like these. So I just happen to have the original. I found a lot of my ABH palettes at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I don't think I ever paid full price for an ABH palette, and this one was actually given to me by my friend Gigi, who I've done collabs with here on YouTube, who actually just had a baby. And yes, my friend Gigi is just a sweetheart, and she gave this to me, and so congratulations, Gigi. But yeah, so this was given to me by her. So we're gonna use that today. And then I've got a few Dollar Tree palettes that we're gonna pull from to try to come up with a similar look. So I've got 6 different ones that we can pull from, you know, that are different quads and 6-pan palettes and stuff like that. So we're just gonna see. I don't know if I'll use all of them or not. I'm gonna try to do as simple of an eye look as I can. So I think the first shade I'm gonna go into is this Buon Fresco shade. I don't know if I'm saying it right. And I'm gonna swatch these on my hand before I put them on. And then I'm gonna go into the LA Color 6-pan palette. This is an almost nude. And I'm gonna go into this shade right here on my Dollar Tree side. So these are the shades together. This one here is from the ABH palette, and this one here is from the LA Colors palette. So very similar, and I'm gonna put this up to my crease. One thing about Anastasia Beverly Hills mattes is they have the most fallout of any eyeshadow I've like ever used. Seriously. I love them though, they're nice quality, but they have a lot of fallout in my experience. I actually didn't do too bad. So I'm now gonna take a clean brush and go into the other one in the LA Colors 6-pan palette. The pigment level is really very good. I mean, look at that. The shade is so close that it's gonna really be like undetectable. And look at the pigmentation. There ain't nothing dusty about it. And this is like not even the quads. I mean, you guys know, this is just like the 6-pan palettes that they have like all the time. So I'm gonna deepen it up and then I'm gonna use a shimmer, and I think I'm gonna keep it kind of simple in that way. So I think I'm gonna go into that shade right there, Red Ochre. And then I'm gonna go into the LA Colors Heat Quad, and I'm gonna go into that shade right there. So I'm gonna take the same brush that I used in the high-end palette, go into that Red Ochre shade. I'm gonna deepen out the outer part of my eye, just really kind of blend. So there we go, very pretty. Oh, and these are the swatches. So this one here was from the ABH palette, and this one here was from the Heat palette. Very similar, not super exact, but I have a really good feeling we're gonna make it work. So I'm gonna use my other brush, I'm just gonna dust it off a little bit, that I used in the high-end palette, and go into the LA Colors quad. Generally the swatch, even if it's different, once it's on the eye, those little subtle differences you can't really actually tell. Wow, see, I mean, look at it's a little bit brighter, so the shade, I mean, the shades are really, really, really close, but like, look at the quality. I don't know about you, maybe it's just me, but like, I cannot see like a difference in the quality. I can't. And then, so now finally I'm gonna go into a shimmer. So in the ABH palette, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Vermeer. The Dollar Tree side, I'm gonna go into, this is the LA Colors Nude Glam Quad. This is in Pink Love, and go into this shade right here. And these are the swatches. This is the ABH, and this is Dollar Tree. So I've got two little flat brushes that are clean. That way I'm using a clean brush for each color. So I'm gonna go into that Vermeer shade. They are damp because I just cleaned them. I'm just gonna do like I do. I'm gonna put this on the inner part of my eye. This is the ABH shade. Like I said, this is gonna be kind of a little bit more of a natural look for me. Now I'm gonna take my other clean brush and I'm gonna go into the LA Colors Quad. Again, this one is damp as well already. So very similar. You can actually see that the Dollar Tree side is a little bit more, it's a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more, not pigmented, it's a little bit brighter, but it's actually a little bit more shimmery. But very, 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 very similar look. Let's see, I'm gonna take a clean brush here and I'm gonna blend the Dollar Tree side. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that first shade right there. I just wanna blend this kind of line out here just a little bit. There we go, so the eyeshadow is done. We'll of course maybe add some little finishing touches at the end with the eyeshadow, but for the most part, there we go. Okay, so I just popped on some mascara. I'm not comparing mascaras today because Dollar Tree doesn't really sell anything that's even really as good as like an Essence. That's like $5. So I just put some on because I am gonna put on lashes. I'm not comparing lashes either. I'm gonna wear the same pair of lashes just to make the eye look relatively the same. But I do have liquid liners that I'm gonna be comparing as well. So we're gonna move on to liquid liner. So I don't have a high-end liquid liner, but I do have this Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Tip eyeliner, and then on the Dollar Tree side I'm going to use the LA Colors eye marker. Then on the other side, the LA Colors. I'm going to try to make the same mistake on my left side as I did my right side. I bought this one, this is like a skinny tip, just because I was experimenting. I was doing like a Barbra Streisand tribute and I was trying to get her liner, so I kind of went to the drugstore and bought a couple different things. So I had this in my collection, but like I said, I didn't really want to buy out like a high-end one. I just didn't really feel there was a need, but I do have a drugstore one. So there you go, there's liquid liner. So I'm gonna pop on some lashes, and I'm just gonna be using these ones that were in my last Get Ready With Me. The LA Colors Dermatolash Wispy, kind of the new ones Dollar Tree has. So I'm gonna pop these on and we're gonna move on to the face products. So I will be right back. Okay, so my lashes are on, and when the lashes go on, that really is like when you can't tell. Hope they're at least mildly straight. So now we're gonna move on to foundation. So for my high-end side, I have the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation. This is in the shade Soft Medium. I did find this at Marshall's. Then for my Dollar Tree side, I'm gonna use the Candy Moyo Moisturizing Foundation in medium. So that is gonna be our foundation for the day. I do have two clean beauty blenders. So I'm gonna use my Real Techniques one. I did find this at Dollar Tree on my high-end side, and I'm gonna use the Sassy Chic one on my Dollar Tree side. So this is the Bare Minerals packaging. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in. I'm not wearing like a face primer or anything like that. Consistency really seems to be about the same as the Candy Moyo. Just gonna try to stay on half my face. It's really a really nice foundation. It seems to be buildable. It doesn't like seem to be super like full coverage or anything like that. But it seems to have a nice dewy finish, a little bit more. I am so shocked about how expensive like foundations have gotten to be at the drugstore. There we go, there's that side. Then I'm gonna take my other beauty blender and go in with the Candy Moyo. On the beauty blender, they really look very, very similar. I think the shades are just both gonna be pretty spot on. People ask me all the time like what the wear time of like my Dollar Tree makeup is. It depends on the product, but I've found that to be true with drugstore as well. It really just depends on the product, but like as far as like foundations and eyebrow stuff and things like that, I mean, generally speaking, I don't feel the Dollar Tree makeup gets any less wear time, you know what I mean? So there they both are. I think the colors are like pretty much exact. Like that line down the middle, you can't really tell where one starts and one stops. The finish is extremely similar. Even under my eyes, looks about the same where I've put some under my eyes. High end, Dollar Tree. Again, I think just, that's kind of a cool way to do the packaging. That's neat. Really very similar shades. I feel like a very similar finish and result. $1.25 and however much this originally cost. So now we're gonna go back in with the concealer, and I'm super excited because I really did feel when I cleaned up my eyebrows that they had a similar consistency. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Stila, put that under my eyes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the Be Pure under my eyes as well. They actually look really similar just sitting there, you know. And I'm gonna use my concealer brush. This is clean, and then I'm gonna like wipe it off for my Dollar Tree side. That's a very nice like brightening concealer, not too heavy. Blending in really nice. I like the brightening effect of it. Really, really pretty. So I'm just gonna clean that off a little bit. It really doesn't have any product on it. So now go in on the Dollar Tree side. Again, very similar finish. I feel very similar brightening effect. I will do a closer inspection, of course, but there you go. I feel they're very, very, very similar. The Be Pure sinks into the skin as well, and honestly, I don't notice a difference between, again, I don't know if it's just that I'm completely like diluted in this whole thing, but like I cannot tell a difference between the high end and all the face products, everything so far. Like, this is even better than I could have imagined. And the shades too, I've done really good with the shades, finding, you know, comparable. That's where the time really comes in. So now I'm gonna set with some powder. This was kind of the trickiest one that I came up with because I did not buy a high-end face powder, but I have this Shape Tape Glow Powder. It's actually like a setting powder, but it's got a little bit of glow in it. So it's not really a highlighter, but it's kind of like a glow setting powder. It's in the Tarte Shape Tape family. In my most recent Get Ready With Me, I used this Be Pure Essentially Ageless Blurring Pressed Powder. This is the translucent. It had a really nice brightening effect. So I'm gonna put both and just kind of see if we get a similar effect. So I'm gonna use this brush here, and I'm gonna just take this glow powder and just kind of set my makeup down with it a little bit. See, it doesn't really add like shine. It just adds like a glow. It like sets your makeup, keeps things bright, and this was something that I saw on QVC and I bought a couple of years ago. They sold me on it. See, it's taking down the shine, but it's not doing too much to like, it's not taking away the glow because it's got glow in it. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe that off. Get some of the excess product on it, but it's essentially clean. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go into this blurring powder. Just kind of do the same thing. So there we go. This one probably brightened up a little bit more, but generally they still kept the glow of the foundation while setting, you know, taking away some of the excess shine, set my makeup. So yeah, I think really both did a really, really nice job. So like if you still want like a little bit of a glow, but want to set down your makeup, this right here in translucent is really nice. This is nice too. Like this has a beautiful effect. Like I ended up getting sold on it for a reason, but either way, you're good. That was the hardest one because like I said, I didn't find a setting powder and I didn't really want to spend like a ton of money on one, but I had the Shape Tape Glow Powder. So like I said, it's really not a highlighter, obviously, as you can tell. It is a setting powder. With like a mild glow in it. So thought those would work together good. So now we're gonna move on to bronzer. So I did find this at Marshall's. This is the Buxom Staycation Vibes Primer Infused Bronzer. So I found this, and this is in the shade Backyard Bronze. I've never used any Buxom products. I've always been curious about their lip products. So their packaging is, you know, kind of substantial, probably a little much. And that is the shade right there. So of course I'm going to swatch this and show you how it kind of compares. It's not a super dark bronzer. So then I thought the LA Colors Nude Glam Bronzer, this is in Siren, would be kind of a good counterpart to it. See, so now I'm pretty tan right now. So this one right here is the Buxom, and this one right here is the LA Colors. So I thought they would be good. You know, they're not going to be the most, they're going to just be a little bit more like a subtle bronze. So So I've got two clean brushes here. They're both by Sassy Chic, so I'm gonna use one for one for the other. So on my high-end side, I'm gonna go into the Buxom. I went overboard. That had a lot more pigmentation than I expected. So I'm gonna just use a little bit of my foundation. That was had a lot more color payoff than I imagined it. You just gotta be careful. I'm gonna go with a light hand. So now I'm gonna take the other brush and go into the Nude Glam. This one's not as not quite as pigmented. I don't think I went as overboard. Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, so I think a very similar effect. Again, high-end, Dollar Tree. I don't think you can really tell a difference. Even the shades are super close. The pigmentation, super close. Except, you know, you're going to pay $20, $30 something for this, and you're going to pay $1.25 for this. So now blush. So this is something I have had for a good while. I bought this when it came out. And I actually did a short on this several months ago. So for my high-end side, I am using the Nars Orgasm X blush. Again, these run like $30 something. I did pay full price for this a couple years ago. And then I'm going to do on my Dollar Tree side, the Ioni blush. This is in pink gold. I bought it when it had this packaging, but they tend to repackage their blush shades. So you might have it in from a different collection. Again, I will swatch them because it's just too much fun. So there they are. That's the Nars. This one here is the Ioni. They're both like a pink coral and they have like a gold sheen to them. So I've got two different clean brushes. I'm going to use this one here for the Nars. These are very, very pigmented, as is a lot of the Dollar Tree blush. I mean, if we're being quite honest. This, for me, used to be so worth it back in the day because they wouldn't crack and crumble like drugstore blushes and that kind of thing. But now, I came to know Nars blushes back in like 2010, and they were different than things back then. But now everything is catching up. So now I'm going to go into the Ioni, and I'm going to go in with this other brush right here. And there we go. I may have gone a little bit overboard. Yeah, so there you go. This is the Nars. That is the Ioni. Again, just a great dupe for the Nars blush. So now for highlighter. So I bought this at TJ Maxx a couple years ago. This is actually the Nars Orgasm X Cheek Palette. It's got the original Orgasm blush, the new Orgasm X blush, and then it has the Orgasm Highlighting Blush Powder. I got like a really good deal on it, and so and because I was a little obsessed, I bought it. I had the original Nars, and I still do. It's just really old, but I love the new Orgasm X so much better. It's so much prettier. I'm gonna go into this highlighter here that came in this kit. As you can see, I've actually used that more than anything. And then I've actually got two from Dollar Tree that I can go into. I've got the LA Colors highlighter. This is in Jazzy. This is from a collection from a few years ago. And I'm swatching as we're going along. Then I also have the Ioni Face Highlight and Bronzer. This is in Golden Glow. Again, they tend to repackage these shades, so you might have this exact shade from a different collection. And I'm going to see which one's like the closest. And that's the one I'm going to use, like the one that's closest in the shade. So that's the Nars. That's the LA Colors. That's the Ioni. I think I'm going to go with the Ioni. I think that's the closest shade. But see, they're all beautifully pigmented. You would not know. You'd have no idea which one was the high end. I mean, let's be real. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush here, and I'm going to go into that highlighter and just do a little bit of a highlight. I haven't really used powder highlighter much lately. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm going to go into the Ioni one. I'm using that same brush I used for the powder, except I kind of brushed it off a little bit. Go into that one. Again, the subtle differences in the gold don't really register as much on the skin. So there is the high-end side, and there is the Dollar Tree side. Again, just, I think, really, really great comparison. So now we're going to go back to the eyes, use some eyeliner, and then we're going to finish off with the lips. So I've made a short about this. I've had this Urban Decay 24/7 liner, and I'm trying to use it up. This is the 24/7 Glide On Pencil by Urban Decay. This is in the shade 0, so it's just like a black liner, and it's great. But the Ioni black pencil liner is, I swear, even better. I swear it is the best eyeliner I have ever used. I used to love, years ago, I felt like really good at like black eyeliner. It was really hard to come by, like really smooth. And then I fell in love with this L'Oreal Silkaseam, and I bought that for years. And then they kind of stopped making it. And so I think one of my very first YouTube videos was trying to find the best eyeliner at the drugstore. And I was very surprised because like everything I tried was really good. So they've come a long way. This one here is the Urban Decay, and this one is the Ioni. But in this case, the Ioni is, I think, it's actually the best I've ever used. So I'm going to go into my waterline. I'm going to use the Urban Decay on my high-end side, of course. There we go, just a very nice smooth line. And then I'm going to go in with the Ioni on the Dollar Tree side. And just both very smooth, very short, sweet. There is literally not a difference, except the Ioni is actually better. And it's $1.25, so you pay like 20-something less. And even like drugstore like eyeliner anymore, you're going to pay like $10 more. Like, let's just be real, you know? So for the lip gloss, I'm going to just line my lips, and I'm just going to use the Ioni pencil liner, and then I'm going to do half one, half the other. So I got my lips lined. So a recent found at Dollar Tree, I found some Stila lip glosses. I'm going to be real. So I've got this lip gloss here. This is in Elevator Pitch. When I bought it, I actually thought it was a liquid eyeshadow. It is not. It is a lip gloss. It's the Beauty Boss lip gloss. So I was a little disappointed, and you can tell it's a lip gloss in the swatch. That's not a it's not a liquid shadow. You can totally tell it, but it says lip gloss. So these are lip glosses, and I'm going to compare it against this LA Colors lip gloss. This is in the shade Cheerful. So they're a little sparkly. Actually, I'll swatch them here on my hand so you can see. They're both translucent, have a little bit of a reddish gold tinge to them, and they both have some sparkle in there. This is the Stila, this is the LA Colors. And then now for the LA Colors. This is when I'm really grateful I have like a big collection, because I can generally find something. So the shades are like really not all that different. Like really at the end of the day, if you're being completely honest, they feel about the same on the lips. Yeah, I mean, there's really not even like a huge difference. In a lot of ways, I kind of feel like lip gloss is lip gloss. Like you might have one that's a little bit more pink, a little bit more this, a little bit more that. But like, as you can see, I don't even think you can really even tell. So yeah, high-end Dollar Tree. So here is the finished look, and I do think it's very hard to tell. There wasn't like one fail. I just feel so good about this, and I hope it, if you're on the fence, I hope it changes your mind a little bit. If not, I hope it was at least fun. Also, if something like this is something you need to know that you really ain't missing anything by shopping at Dollar Tree or in the bargain price points, you know, I hope this helps make you realize that, you know, there's good products in every price point. And so if you enjoyed this, show me you did by hitting the like button. Again, go binge watch some similar content, link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.